So first of all, how do you approach a hearing where you're not going to be allowed in the room? I don't know about you, it may be generational, but I think some of you are of my generation. I can't possibly understand volumes of information if they're only available online. You can try to search out what you're looking for. So the first thing I did was ask my lovely staff in my Sydney constituency office to take the discs from the National Energy Board and take them to the local print shop. I paid $800 for this. It turned out to be 23,000 pages. And then we put them in volumes by category. And then so I physically dealt with it. I don't know how else to study a project other than to read what the proponent says is going on with its project. So far as I know, I'm the only person who's done this, so I think that I should get a gold star someplace. But anyway, I've done a lot of environmental assessment processes, and so I wasn't just operating on a hunch. I was pretty darn certain that this would fall into the category of what's been going on now for quite a while, that the environmental assessment industry and the people who work for the proponents, whom I've come to call consultants, they will put together large volumes in the interest of discouraging anyone from reading them. So the first thing you do when you've got 23,000 pages of evidence, so-called, is go through it to find all the bits that are identical to the other bits. So you can be sure that the boilerplate start to every volume is the identical information of the description of the project. And then this one was very clever. They'd gone up and down the route. Of course, as you can imagine, this is a long route, Edmonton to British Columbia, to Vancouver, to Burnaby, to the terminus there. It will involve, by the way, crossing over 700 bodies of fresh water. We look a lot at the ocean and the tankers issues because those are important, but this also involves a pipeline that's going to cross 700 water crossings just within British Columbia and more on the Alberta side of the border. And what this bunch did, Kinder Morgan, was they held, well, it's good, they said they'd gone out and consulted the public. So in order to further pad the reports, remember when you were in school, did you ever write a really bad report for the teacher, but decide you'd make it look better if each page was on construction paper? Same theory. Every time they did a PowerPoint presentation in any community across BC, they reproduced the PowerPoints, which were all identical except for the first page, the date and the town. You get my drift. So that got rid of about half of the material, just getting rid of the parts that were repeating all the time. The next thing I did was take all of the description of our current environment and our current economic status. Beautiful and inspiring descriptions of the environmental state of interior BC, of the coastline, of the streams, of the salmon, of our existing industries and tourism and so on. That was a couple thousand pages. Fantastic. Set that aside. What I was looking for was any evidence that they know how the material they planned to put in the pipeline was going to behave if spilled. That was my personal focus in looking at this stuff.